Good evening, good afternoon, and welcome to the Mayor's Corner. We are very privileged today to have with us Rose Gonzalez, who is the program manager at Groundwork Lawrence. Congratulations and thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Pleasure to have you. Before we jump into today's program, I would like to once again thank Director Extraordinaire Karen Hayden for all her outstanding work, and remind everybody that today she is burdened in the control booth by the presence of Matthew Cornelis. So, you know, Karen has a little bit of extra duty today. Rose, let's jump right into Groundwork Lawrence. What is Groundwork Lawrence? You know, we're in Methuen. Sure. Not a lot of people know what Groundwork Lawrence is, and yet we interact with you in city government quite a bit. So tell us a little bit about Groundwork Lawrence.
Sure. So Groundwork Lawrence is a community-based nonprofit in the city of Lawrence. We began incorporated in 2001. And the mission's a bit wordy, but I'll sum it up, to promote environmental, economic, and social well-being. So we like to say our motto is changing places, changing lives. So really looking at the community in a number of ways and organizing our work into 4 categories now. So we talk about environmental and open space improvements, which includes the work that we've been doing in parks, building new parks in the city. We've been doing a lot of work in urban forestry in terms of planting trees. The Spigot River Greenway, which I know we'll talk some more about as it borders Methuen, and then alley and vacant lot reclamation. So that's part of the environmental and open space work. Yeah. And then the other category is community food programs, which includes our farmers market, community-supported agriculture program, and community gardens. So we have a growing number of community gardens at this point too, which hopefully we could talk some more about. Youth education and employment, which includes our youth program, Green Team. We do schoolyard gardening also in the community, and community education and events, which includes healthy living workshops, volunteer events such as our annual Earth Day cleanup, Spigot River cleanup, and also family activities. We do a kite festival on the Merrimack River every summer, events such as that. So.
Yeah. That's a, you know, I was taking a look at some of the website stuff.
Great.
And it was, as you said, wordy, but that there's so many interesting things to talk about. I hadn't even planned on jumping into community gardens, but I know that's something I've read a little bit about, and I know we're a lot of interest in that, I think, not only in Lawrence, but in a lot of different communities. So maybe we could touch on that a little bit. Let me ask you a little bit. I know that you probably don't want to talk about this. What about yourself? Just a quick rundown. How did you end up where you're at now? Okay. And do you like what you're doing? And what background do you have?
Okay, I'll give you the quick story.
The quick story, yes.
So I went to high school at Salem High School in Salem, Mass. And then I graduated from UMass Amherst. At the time, I didn't really know what I wanted to do, I think like most college students. And so out of college, I had several different jobs in different arenas, everything from administrative work to supervisory roles to some nonprofit agency work, environmental justice work. And everything from that to an architectural firm, a law firm, kind of dabbling in everything, trying to figure out what I wanted to do. So I found myself in Lawrence in 2000, moved from Amherst, where I was going to college, and into Lawrence, and started working for a nonprofit that I was really excited about, doing work in the community around the old incinerator, the Cavanta site, and really trying to look at environmental awareness in the community as a whole. Then found myself moving back to Boston area, trying to figure out again still what I wanted to do, where I was going. Had a child at the time, and so wanted to move closer to my mom. But then someone sent me this posting in 2006 for this position at Groundwork Lawrence. And when I read it, I thought, this is my dream job. So I applied and was fortunate enough to receive an offer, and decided that it was a priority for me to live and work in the same community. So I moved back into Lawrence in 2006.
Right.
And I'm currently raising 2 children in the city. I'm a homeowner, and I love the city. I love the work that I do, and so it's very personal for me, the work that I do, because I see the direct effects of what we're doing, and it's very personal, and that I'm raising my children in this community. So every day when I go into work, you know, it's how are we improving the lives of our environment, our health, our families, in our community as a whole. So.
Well, you know, I know that I promised you that we were going to do the brief version, but now the answer has, I got to just go with one more question. I'm also a graduate of UMass Amherst, so where did you live in Amherst? This is what I have to ask you this on camera.
That's funny. I want to know where you lived.
I actually lived in John Kennedy in Southwest.
Okay. So, I never lived in Southwest.
That's a very proud thing to say.
I did have a job in that area, though.
You
there was
did.
the Southwest area office at one point. But I actually lived in Cashin, which a lot of people, it was kind of the no man's zone, as they said. Nobody knew where it was. Everyone joked it had its own zip code. And kind of in the Orchard Hill area.
Orchard Hill area, yeah.
So a couple different places, and then off campus.
Off campus too, yeah. All right, off campus, I lived in Brittany Manor, Riverglade, which has changed names now.
Okay, and I lived down the street from that, but in a house. All right, that was
Amherst is a great community. I love Amherst. I give Amherst a plug here because beyond the college, it is a wonderful community. A lot of good people up there. I visit every chance I get.
Nice.
So, yeah, it is good. All right, enough with Amherst. You know, let's talk about, we touched on some of the things that Groundwork Lawrence is involved in. That's a wide spectrum of activity, all good activity. What about the community-supported agriculture program, or as Matt Cronella says, CSA?
CSA, I know. And we always have to, the acronym is not as well known sometimes as we think it is, so we always have to remind ourselves to spell it out. But
yeah, let's talk a little bit about that and maybe how people get involved in that.
Sure.
Yeah.
It's really, I think, one of the most amazing and unique ways to have a direct relationship with a farmer and a farm. And so the reason it's called community-supported agriculture is the community's really supporting local farmers. And so we have a relationship with Farmer Dave in Drake, Massachusetts. And through this relationship, you can become a member of the program by signing up. You do pay a fee, and you could come pick up your share of farm fresh food that's hand-picked, locally grown, every week, and we have a central location in Lawrence where you can pick it up. So the season is from mid-June through the end of October, and there's a variety of sizes that you can order depending on your family size, depending on your eating habits. We have some folks that are vegetarians, and so they want a larger share in quantity because they know they're going to eat a larger amount. Yes. We have many omnivores who want it to supplement their food, but certainly may not eat as much as some of the vegetarian counterparts. So they're different sized shares to really meet consumer needs, and it's a great way to get fresh food, farm fresh food.
So what do? You actually pay a fee, and for that fee you get a certain quantity of food? Exactly.
We have payment plans. We also have what we call a share program, where we are trying to raise at least $5,000 to help subsidize shares for people that otherwise couldn't afford it. So that's something that the fund we're creating, you can essentially just donate. You can buy a share and then donate some extra money if you'd like, or we're going to other sources.
Yeah, and is the relationship currently with one farm, one local farm, or is it multiple farms?
It is currently with one local farm. And he is so invested in this model that he's specifically producing a lot of food for the CSA, for this one in Lawrence, and then he's got other CSAs across the region. So.
Right. So he's well acquainted with the program, but what a great way to support local agriculture.
It is, it really, and we think it just has so many in terms of decreasing environmental impact because your food's not traveling that far. In terms of nutrition, I mean, the food is literally picked that morning, Tuesday morning. He picks the food, he puts it in your container, and then you get it that evening, pickups from 3 to 7. So you really can't ask for higher quality, fresher food.
You don't even need to go to a farm stand, you just have it right there.
That's the other convenience, you know. Some people, I mean, it's your bulk of veggies for the week, everything from carrots and potatoes to lettuces and green peppers and zucchini and tomatoes, and so I mean, you just go one